All right, hey there everyone, this is Clay. This video here is going to be on the truth about getting your ex back. You know, I've talked to a lot of people recently who, have listened and taken in videos and messages and advice and things like that from other coaches that maybe they've seen on YouTube or other places on the internet. They hear a lot of the same stuff, always do no contact, wait for them to contact you, make it seem like you're, powerful and in control, make it seem like you could care less, all that sort of stuff. And they then hear my advice and it goes against the grain of what they hear, and then they just end up confused. So I wanted to tell you, number one, a little bit about myself, because maybe you don't know exactly who I am and what makes me different from, someone else that you might see on YouTube. And then I also want to tell you what has worked really well for our clients and why we don't advise a lot of the same advice that a lot of people do advise. So you may not know this, but I've been doing this since 2009. I've had this YouTube channel here since 2011. You could, although I'd prefer if you didn't, you could go back and watch some really embarrassingly old videos of me from 2011 where I was actually in a place not too different from this. Back then I was living in a studio apartment and I really couldn't record it at home because the lighting was awful, it was terrible, everything. So I actually went to a park down the street and filmed there. It looks like a forest, but it's really a park. That's how this all got started. Now, you may not know this, but a lot of the coaches out there have been doing this for much less time, just maybe a handful of years. And oftentimes they just take some, commonly held advice like do no contact or something, package it up as an ebook and sell it to you. And you can look through it and you're like, it's not awful advice, but I could probably, get the same information from doing like 30 minutes of research on the internet or something like that. And okay, that's fine. If you want to pay for an ebook rather than do 30 minutes of research, okay, fine. That's great. However, as someone who has been coaching people for many, many years, I have found that the one-size-fits-all approach is not very applicable to most people out there. Again, don't get me wrong, there is a time and place for no contact. No contact can make sense. Just as a side note, no contact makes the most sense when you and your ex being in contact is doing more damage to the emotional connection. Then it makes sense to not be in contact and to say, okay, something isn't working. Let's take a step back and reevaluate what's going on here. That makes sense. However, if the two of you are in contact and it is causing the two of you to get closer together, obviously something is working, and as they say, don't fix what ain't broken. What we do is we take where you're at right now, wherever that may be, and we take where you want to go, and we just draw a line between the 2 points, and we say, okay, what needs to happen to get you from point A to point B? What is the most logical series of events? And most of the time, it's just like, hey, there's been some misunderstanding. Let's clear it up. Hey, we just need to connect better. Hey, we just need to actually talk about these things. Hey, we just actually need to apologize and clean up some ways that we hurt each other in the past. And most of the time, this does not involve no contact, this does not involve power struggles, this does not involve playing mind games, this does not involve reverse psychology or any of this other middle school stuff that maybe you've seen on the internet. That's what's worked for us, and that's what's worked for a lot of our clients, actually. Like I said, we've been doing this since 2009, and we have a fair number of client testimonials. You can go over to our website, modernlove.life/results, and you can see a lot of the testimonials and the success stories that we've had. A lot of times people have gotten back together and they've gotten married to the person that they used to call their ex, or they've gone ahead and, started a family, brought new lives into this world because they were able to actually make the relationship work with this person that's important to them and special to them. So, first of all, that's really humbling. Those are really humbling updates that we get. It's easy to just get caught up in the day-to-day stuff of, emails and filming videos, and this website needs an update and all that stuff. But then when you get one of those messages that slides across your inbox that says, hey, remember me? We worked together a year ago. Well, guess what? We just got married yesterday, or something like that. That kind of stuff is like, whoa, hey, that's really cool. But, yeah, feel free to check that out. It's our success story page, and a lot of people have had good results doing what we do, doing what we recommend that they do, and they have had relationship doors and relationship possibilities open up to them as the result of doing that. So, sure, if you want to play mind games, fine. I'm not here to twist your arm and tell you that you shouldn't do that, although you shouldn't. If you want to do no contact, that's fine. Go ahead and do no contact. But if your heart is telling you that it's not the right thing for you to do, if your instinct is telling you that it's not the right thing for you to do, then I don't think you should do it. That's what we're all about. That's what our philosophy is all about. It's about just like, where are you at? Where do you want to go? What's the shortest path between the 2 points? And let's just make it happen. No need for some sort of one-size-fits-all approach of, just blindly trust this no contact thing, do it long enough and they'll come crawling over broken shards of glass begging for you back or something. I mean, maybe that works for some people, but is it going to work for you? Maybe. Is it going to work for everyone? Of course not. We've worked with a lot of people who have tried the trusted, foolproof reverse psychology no contact plan, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for them. They've ended up waiting, months and months, or even like a year or longer, and it just hasn't worked. And oftentimes what you just need to do is just pick up the phone and just say, hey, I need to get something cleared up with you. I understand if you're pissed off about how this happened, but this is what really happened. And go into it. And sometimes that's what you really need to do. So, if you want to work with us, you're more than welcome to do it. We'd love to have you with us, but again, if you're looking to play mind games, if you're looking for power struggles, if you're looking to just, do no contact and hope for the best, we're probably not the right people for you. Anyway, if you like what we're doing in these videos, help me out, give this video a thumbs up. And if you do want to get some coaching from us, we did just recently start offering a lower cost form of coaching when you sign up for one of our courses, such as the X Solution program, Effortless Connection, and so on. You have the option, if you want to select to get 3 coaching calls from Coach Fiona on our team, Coach Francis on our team, and also me, myself on our team, obviously. And if you want to do that, you can do that. If you just want to take the course by itself, that's totally okay. But just so you know, we're probably not going to just tell you repetitive stuff you've heard before. Just do no contact. Wait for them to contact you. Write some sort of accountability letter where you apologize for everything that you did wrong or something like that. Like, you can do that. That could be helpful for you, maybe. But we're not just going to blindly advise you to do that without making sure that it makes sense for your situation. Maybe something else makes sense. Maybe it makes sense for the two of you to just have a conversation. Maybe it makes sense for the two of you to talk. Maybe it makes sense for the two of you to just get on the same page about things. But if that is something that you're interested in, please feel free to sign up for one of our courses. And as you're in the process of signing up, if it makes sense for you to get the coaching with it, go ahead and select that option. Anyway, with that being said, take care. I'll talk to you next time. And this is Clay. By the way, if you like these videos where I'm out here in nature, let me know. Maybe I'll do it a little bit more. Again, I live obnoxiously close to this forest, and the weather is pretty good this time of year, so I might just do this more often. Who knows? If nothing else, it gets me out, gets me some exercise, and gets me some fresh air. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you next time.